Okay. Yeah, we should be live right now, actually. Oh, buddy. Yeah, I think we're both kind of loud, so I'm going to turn it down just a smidge. Turn it
Okie
down
dokie.
just a smidge. Okay, turn you down just a smidge more, maybe.
Apparently, we love our own toast.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. There's a heart, and it says it's from Jargon Podcast.
I didn't click it. Did you click it?
I didn't click it.
Uh-oh.
I
Maybe.
think the missus has my phone again.
Yeah, that could very well be the case. And that's okay. I love my podcast. Do you love our podcast?
I love our podcast.
Our
So
podcast is
I,
good.
I have maxed professionalism today. I am wearing my fluorescent yellow Batman shirt. It
Yeah, good job.
has a couple holes in the sleeve.
Getting some echo on your audio.
Could be my gain. I can drop it again.
Do you have Skype muted?
Uh,
There we go. We should be great now.
there we go.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Jargon. We have a couple news items today. Of course, Microsoft showed off the Xbox One X last week, and we have, I think, another thing, don't we?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Dealing with Sony.
dealing with Sony. Aside from that, today is kind of a different take on the podcast. I thought we could do a Father's Day gift guide since tomorrow is Father's Day, June 18th, 2017. And there are a lot of fathers and expected fathers out there that definitely need stuff. We always need more stuff. So we have some stuff picked out. Hopefully, hopefully the other people in the fathers' lives can decide to purchase some of these things. Of course, nothing sponsored. If we had sponsored Amazon links, we would tell you, but we're not quite that cool yet.
Well, one day.
One day maybe.
We're cool enough, but Amazon's just not cool enough to know that yet.
Right. I think we can set it up on our own, but to be honest, I haven't tried yet.
You were a little loud, buddy.
I am?
Yep.
Now I'm not.
Alright.
Am I less loud now? I love this whole doing it live thing.
I'm waiting for the response to see
Okay.
the opinion.
We shall see the opinion.
I need to stop playing with my beard. I just caught myself doing it.
Beards are fun.
It's just one of those things like I fidget and
Mm-hmm.
I always got to do something, and like I grew facial hair, and that has become like the bane of my existence.
Maybe you should get a fidget spinner.
I have one.
Brandy won't let me get one, so I can't even try. Let's see. Yeah, Brandy, it could be your headphones. Could be anything at this point. Maybe one day we'll go in here and just reevaluate the whole audio situation, because it seems like every other week or so there's a different issue. But for now, we'll do it live!
Do it live.
Okay, yeah, I guess to start off this week, let's go over the news. I believe, the Xbox One X preview site pulled up. Let's try that. Bingo, it worked. So, at E3 2017, Microsoft launched the Xbox One X. This was Project Scorpio. Now it actually has a full name. Interesting, if you do XBOX, it spells Xbox. Well, anyway, this thing is kind of a beast for a console. Microsoft claims it is the most powerful console ever made, and I think they can stand behind that. So it has 40% more power than any other console, true 4K gaming, and games play better on the Xbox One X. We'll go into the technical details of that in a moment. It has an 8-core custom AMD CPU, cha-ching, clocked at 2.3 gigahertz, a total of 12 gigs of DDR5 graphics memory, 6 teraflop GPU, and it says that game graphics are faster and more detailed with 326 gigabyte per second memory bandwidth. And here are some product shots. Zach, do you have any thoughts on this while I go through these?
So I do actually. It was all rumor before any of this stuff was announced, but apparently the GPU in this thing is like a far scaled down Vega GPU.
Really?
So if that's the case, this Xbox with GDDR RAM, we could be seeing some of the like the Vega 10 performance scaling with this thing.
That's interesting.
Just
Yeah, I hadn't heard any rumors that it was actually a Vega GPU inside of this thing.
well, the rumor was based off the fact that it's an AMD GPU, but it's not a Fiji GPU.
So it has to be something else.
So it had to be something else. So either it's a custom built GPU specifically for the Xbox, or it's a Vega GPU. That's like really
Right.
the only options.
So here's a good look at the I/O. I'll go through this very quickly. So it has an integrated power supply, which is something that we haven't seen from Xbox. And it's actually the smallest Xbox ever made too, which is crazy considering all the power, it built into this thing, and the GP and the power supply is built in as well.
Well, look at the SFX power supplies, dude. You can actually get those little guns in like 850 watt variants now.
That's crazy for the small form factor.
Yeah, like
So aside from the power, we've got HDMI out to TV, so that's your typical HDMI output. There's an HDMI input, so you can pass through your satellite or cable box in there for the TV guide built into the Xbox operating system. 2 USB 3 ports, infrared microphone output. Oh, I'm sorry, not microphone, but remote output. Digital audio there, optical audio, and your gigabit Ethernet. And I did not mention that the optical drive on this is a 4K Blu-ray drive, so that's really cool. Supports HDR, high dynamic range if your TV supports it, which not many do at this point, but that'll definitely be a thing in the future.
we hope.
Hopefully, because it's really cool tech. I'm sure everybody will be getting on that bandwagon. So, that's pretty much it. It works with all existing Xbox One peripherals, so all your controllers, everything will just work with it, because it is part of the Xbox One family. And it'll be available for $4.99 in November this year. So, pretty quick turnaround after the announcement.
Very quick. Let's see here. And I'm just reading over the specs list here. This thing is actually pretty baller.
Yeah, let me pull that back up. I got it here somewhere.
Looks like liquid cooled vapor chamber.
Yeah, so that's not liquid cooling in the sense of a traditional PC, where you have a real liquid inside it, pumped and
No,
and
we're
transferred
talking
with
about
a radiator.
we're talking about highly pressurized, like moisture content in air. So the way a vapor chamber works is essentially you got like your pipe. It's hollow in the middle. It's got some sort of like condensed liquid-esque moisture in there that will settle on the bottom as it gets hot. It rises through the tubes the way heat rises. It goes up, cools down in the fins, dissipates, drops back to the bottom. So it creates its own cycle, kind of like the Earth does with rain, or if you pour water into a vase and then put something over the top, it'll constantly cycle itself.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going through these specs again. I'll pull this up for you. So it has 8 gigs of RAM, like system memory, which is, I think, the same as the Xbox One, if I'm not mistaken. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive. I'm sure it'll be available with different capacities, as time goes on. There's the 12 gigs of DDR5 memory, 4K UHD Blu-ray disc, and here's something that I thought was real interesting. It has support for AMD FreeSync,
Yes.
which I hadn't seen announced, but it's definitely got a mid to high end AMD GPU in this puppy. So having support for AMD FreeSync right out the gate is really cool.
So my only question at this point is it going to cover FreeSync and FreeSync 2? Because they're not interchangeable.
That's interesting. So yeah, if you have like an AMD FreeSync 2 monitor, are you saying this won't work with it if it's stuck at 1?
If that's FreeSync 1, like FreeSync 1 will work on FreeSync 2, but FreeSync 2 does not work on FreeSync 1. It's not backwards compatible.
But it's forward compatible.
Yes.
That's weird. I'm just going to say it. It's weird.
It's weird, yes. So essentially what it is like if you're running like one of the new Vega GPUs, they're all going to be built for FreeSync 2. If you have a standard like normal FreeSync monitor, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that actual vertical sync, alignment. Something about the way they changed the way it's coded.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But if you have a FreeSync enabled GPU, like any of the current cards released, it'll work on a FreeSync 2 monitor.
Yeah, that's real backward. Normally it just works the other way around.
Normally, yes.
Let me see if I have any other notes on the Xbox. No, that pretty much covers it. A couple more things, I guess, though, are that existing games, so games coded for like 900p or 1080p, they'll actually be upscaled to 4K with anti-aliasing on the new console. So they'll always output at 4K and look better. And one more thing is that even if you're outputting to a 1080p monitor or TV, it'll actually render it everything at 4K anyway, and just use super sampling, output 1080p with the quality of 4K. So it'll still be 4 times, the resolution. You're still just outputting it to 10K or 1080p.
10K.
10K, yeah. Let's just make the jump straight to 10K. We don't need 8K.
Just the 10K. While we're at it, let's just go to 100. Like 100K, and everybody can just sit a mile and a half from the screen and talk about how awesome it is.
I think the chipset on that TV would need a quantum processor at that point. That's a lot of data.
I hear Linus has had his hands on one. So
yeah, I saw that Facebook post where Linus Tech Tips had messed with a quantum computer processor, and the second generation of it or something would require no power and generate no heat. We'll be back to you guys on that one.
That's awesome.
That's unbelievable, but I'd like to see it.
I apologize if anybody can hear an angry child in the background, because I sure can.
It's going to be fine. You want to cover the Sony blocking cross-platform support?
Yeah, so dick move, Sony. Dick move. Essentially what this is it's not, there's quite a few games, but 2 of the big ones were Minecraft and Rocket League. We're going to have cross-platform servers, so all consoles and PC could all game together on those games.
Yeah, and Rocket League and Minecraft are insanely huge games. They're probably the 2 most played games in the world. I don't have any concrete statistics to say that, but Minecraft has been the best-selling game in the world for years.
Well, just saying, I have both, and regardless of time of day or day of year, I have never had trouble finding people on a server.
Right. So many people play them.
So it's not like back in 2000 and, you know, I don't know, 2011, 2012, I tried to play Modern Warfare 2 online on 360. I do believe from what I saw, there was one dot on the world map of stating somebody was online, and it was my dot.
Dang, that sounds almost as bad as trying to play Star Wars Battlefront any time after the first week of release. Ooh, shade thrown.
But so Sony came out and they said, you know, like, no, we refuse to allow other people to interact with the PlayStation users, like, which is just why? Why would you do that? Like, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you're not hurting anyone else. Everyone else is already on the bandwagon. Even Nintendo's getting cross-platform play with Minecraft. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, to restrict, to be an overprotective parent of your PSN users, it's stupid. And it's 2017. People can play together. People do play together. And we're seeing a lot of games that are getting cross-platform capabilities. And for Sony to basically block out the rest of the world is really similar to what Trump did in the Paris climate deal.
Ooh.
Shade.
Let's not get political.
Yeah. I'll keep it there.
But
I'll keep it there.
Taking it back a step, you know how fun Rocket League's going to be on one of these?
Probably really fun.
Like,
And you know what, Zach? We might actually be able to find out together. Luckily, none of us own a PS4.
thank goodness.
Really?
I actually almost owned one, but some dude went total sketchball, and I had to back out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
So
sketch
I
all
was,
around, right? Sketchball?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was on one of those Facebook's, you know, buy sell here groups,
Sure.
and some dude was selling PlayStation 4 with a small amount of games and an extra controller for, it was like $250 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy. Of course I'll buy. And then yeah, went, sat, waited on him, and the dude like started kind of giving weird messages and then just blocked me, and I was like, I'm gone. I'm not waiting in the meetup spot. Like, you have freaked me out.
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to do.
So maybe I could have still bought it. Maybe I was going to lose a kidney.
You never know in those kinds of situations.
I just noped right out of there.
Don't blame me at all. Well, that's pretty much all the news we had for this week.
Quick side story. Did you hear that the new iPad is outperforming the MacBook?
I did hear that, yeah. The new iPad Pro 10.5 inch, right, is outperforming the latest iteration of the MacBook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a tablet that's like this thick, you know, outperforming a $1,000 to $2,000 computer. Cool. Cool.
Thanks, Apple. You always keep yourself in the news.
See, Apple, that's why customers are telling you right now that they want touchscreens on their devices. They're buying the most powerful stuff, and it just happens to have a touchscreen. You should put touchscreens on your laptops, Apple.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Everybody else has been doing it for a few years now, Apple. Where you been?
Yeah, it's hard to find a Windows PC without a touchscreen now.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Get on Apple. Maybe we'll talk again.
There's only one reason I don't buy touchscreen devices, like PC-wise. And it's just because every time I look at one, I'm like, it's now a point-of-sale machine.
Kind of. Kind of, yeah. So, actually, I've got this. I might as well show it off. Might as well. So this is my laptop, for everybody that hasn't seen it yet. I could have, went with a touchscreen Lenovo Yoga book or a Surface or something like that with a touchscreen. I do have a laptop with a touchscreen, but it is a kind of old-ish Dell Latitude laptop. This is the Dell Latitude XT3. The reason I bought this instead of another Windows laptop is it does this. The screen flips around this way. Most Windows laptops nowadays with touchscreens, they flip around back like this and then fold over. The reason I bought this instead is because I don't want my keyboard getting dirty on a table when I flip the screen over.
Exactly.
Why do people do that? Why do companies build laptops like that? What happened to this? This is good. This is very good. You can turn the screen around just like this, and it's in tablet mode.
I personally, I used to have one of those Dell laptops where like you literally just like pivoted the screen inside the bezel, like you just flipped it and it shut like normal.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
That thing was so cool.
So, I guess I have another comment. Manufacturers, why you no make rotating touchscreens anymore? It's good stuff. I mean, I bought that over any number of other Windows laptops. To be fair, I got it refurbished. I bought it from Canada. It was only like $250. So yeah, good choice there. But I would buy a brand new laptop, if I were able to, if the screen rotated. But I'm not going to buy like a Lenovo Yoga Book or anything like that where the screen flips all the way around to the other side. Just because I don't want my keyboard getting crumbs in it, but I'm not even using the keyboard. Let me munch on my Cheetos and drop my own crumbs in the keyboard. Thank you very much.
So I need to apologize now. I got a terrible sunburn, and it's at that like point where it's peeling, and my back itches so bad. So
That's fine.
If it looks like I'm just constantly massaging my own shoulders, it's actually because they're peeling and they itch terribly.
Okay. So if it looks like you're massaging your shoulders, it's because you are, right?
Kinda, yeah, I guess.
Well, enjoy your massage while we podcast. All right.
Sorry. Hey, on a good note though, they finally came and fixed my light.
Good. So no more flicker.
No more flicker.
Awesome. Well, moving right along then to today's special, the Father's Day gift guide. Ladies and gentlefolk, you have about 18 hours, 12 hours? Yeah, 12 hours. Sure, 12 hours to buy all of this stuff, including our significant others. Just go ahead and buy all this stuff. It's fine.
There's totally some stuff in this list I want.
Same.
Just saying.
So, do you want me to go ahead and start off with the first category?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the way we organize this is we have Father's Day gift guides for every budget, including starting off under $10, then from $10 to $20, then from $20 to $50, from $50 to $100, and finally gifts over $100. So to start off, we have gifts under $10. I have two here. The first being this Google Cardboard VR headset. So Google Cardboard has been around for a little while. It's basically a build-it-yourself kit for VR. You shove your phone inside, and you get this cool little headset that you can tape around your head if you want, and you can experience VR like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not like the rest of us, because Oculus Rift and HTC Vive is still way better, but this is way cheaper.
Even that Samsung plastic implementation where they slid the phone in was better than this.
Yeah, we have one of those. I think we paid $15 for it at Big Lots even. But unfortunately, my phone doesn't fit in it anymore because my phone's too big.
Oh,
first world problems, right? So yeah, this one is $8. It is DIY Google Cardboard VR mobile phone 3D glasses headset. Cool name. Cool name. So you can fit any phone from 3.5 to 5.5 inches. It fits a 6S Plus iPhone perfectly. And I think it's a really cool budget device to get for Father's Day. If you don't have much money to spend and you still want to put a smile on his face, I think this will work out just fine.
If I got one of those, I would just laugh. It would be great.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's 10 minutes of fun, right? For $8, you can't go wrong with that.
I remember the first time I saw those. I didn't hear anything about like an announcement or nothing. I just
Hmm.
walked into a Walmart one day and they were sitting there on a shelf, and I was like, "What in the hell is this?" I remember because I was with Katie and the kids, and I picked
Hmm.
one up and I looked at Katie and I was like, "This is why we can't have nice things."
I think they're cool. So my next thing here is the Maglite LED solitaire flashlight. So this is a real basic flashlight. It fits on a keychain according to this product image. It's real small, but it's super portable, and it's from a brand that I trust. I don't know about you guys, but my grandpa had this huge Maglite flashlight that could win a war basically because of how strong
Yeah.
it was. The machine, I don't know whether it was aluminum or stainless steel at that time, but it was a beast of a flashlight. And I think for $10, you really can't go wrong with this super simple, probably very bright little LED flashlight you throw on a keychain.
So the old Maglite commercials used to like show somebody like setting it on the ground, then a semi running over it.
Yeah, they're super tough. We have
I
some specs here: 37 lumens, 55-meter distance, and it can handle a 1-meter drop, and it's waterproof.
you know, that, for $10, you really
Yeah.
can't go wrong.
It looks like it includes a lanyard and a AAA battery too. So for something made in the USA from a brand that you can trust, I think that's a really good deal.
Darn right.
Okay, do you want to head over to the
Yeah.
10 to $20 range?
Yeah.
Give you a chance
10,
to talk here.
10 to $20 range. Looks like the first thing here are the Panasonic RPHJE 120 PPK earbuds. What a name. Thanks,
So
Panasonic.
really quickly, I put that there specifically because that model number is the one you should buy, and I have it over here. Let me pull it up. There we go. These headphones are the best headphones I've ever used for under $50. And actually, it's funny. I had it listed as $12 on our talking points, but they're $10 now. So they technically could fit into the under $10 category. Buy these earbuds right now, all of you. They are amazing. I know they don't look like much, but I mean, look at it. It has 4.5 stars with 48,000 customer reviews. They're bombs.
Thank you for covering that point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I put it up on there. I figured you would have skipped this one, but please buy these headphones.
um,
We're not sponsored, but please, please, if you like earbuds at all, ditch your Apple earbuds, ditch your Samsung earbuds, ditch anything that came with your phone. Buy these. You will not be happier.
I like these ones, the ones I'm using now.
What are those?
They have no brand.
Nice.
They're what? All right. So a little bit of backstory on them was I used to be a smoker. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I've quit smoking since. I've actually been without cigarettes for geez, getting up there about a year and a half, almost 2 years roughly.
Congratulations.
But these came as a Marlboro gift.
Really?
Yeah, and they've been
Hey.
like the best things I've ever used, and they're like magnetic too, like so you can just like stick them together and.
That's cool. We have, what are they? Anger Soundbuds Sport. They're little Bluetooth earbuds, and they have a cable that's about this long between them. And yeah, the heads are magnetic too. So when you're running, you just take them out of your ears and dangle them around your neck, and they stick together, kind of like a necklace. They're real nice.
It's- but and unless something happens to these and all the other 5 million earbuds I have laying around here, I a place I used to work at, like they would just buy skull candy earbuds just like every couple of months. They're like, "Oh, you've got dirt on those ones. Here, have new ones. Take the old ones home."
That's cool.
So I've got so many sets of just skull candy earbuds. around.
You should try the Panasonics. If you have $10 to spend on Amazon, I can't imagine what better object you could buy for $10. They're extremely good quality.
All right. You wanna?
You can take the
Wanna
next.
cover the?
You can take the next two.
All right, I'll
Just go
take
for
the
it.
next. I'll take the next two. It looks like Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future paperback.
Specifically the paperback?
Paperback. It says paperback.
Okay.
$11.
It is the
It's
cheapest
also
one.
available. It's also available in hardcover for 15, on the Kindle for 12, or in audio CD for 36.
Wait, mass market paperback for 62? Does that mean it's well used?
It's probably full of buggers.
Yeah, maybe. So what's this all about?
So, essentially, it's just it's like some backstory and whatnot on Tesla, SpaceX, and just really where Elon Musk's plans towards his ventures and stuff like that. It's just kind of like a look into his brain. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, I would love to read that, actually. I know he got a really cool start with PayPal, and ever since then he's been on this unending quest to improve our future, which is really nice. I'd love to have just 5 minutes with this guy.
It would be so cool.
It would. And
But-
he's really someone I kind of look up to. He's doing a lot for humanity, and that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it was a New York Times bestseller, named one of the best books of the year by the Wall Street Journal, which we all know that they lie, but let's listen to them this time.
Whoosh.
NPR, Audible, and Amazon. And the author was Ashley Vance.
Ashley Vance.
I should say is, not was, because it's not like somebody just came in and took over the author's spot.
True.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna start hijacking stuff. Like, I'm now the author of Harry Potter. Deal with it.
Enjoy those copyright claims.
Right? No. No.
Alright, so next it looks like we have a multi-tool credit card survival tool.
Yes, the Guardman 11 in one multi-tool. This is actually the 2-pack for $17.
Cool.
It's cheaper if you buy one. This thing is so cool. This thing is it's just so freaking cool. So, it's everything. It's a saw. It's, a straight edge, a ruler, a knife, a wrench. It's got slots for a wrench. You can open beer with it.
Let's see, what else does it include? Yeah, there's the little serrated bit. There's the bottle opener. Normally they include a flathead screwdriver on them too.
Yep, it's got one of those as well.
Cool.
Let's see here. 2-position wrench. It's got 4-position wrench for various size bolts. Butterfly wrench, saw blade. 2-position wrench, lanyard holes. Bottle opener, ruler, flat screwdriver, sharp edge, straight edge, can opener. This thing can do it all.
Yeah, here's the diagram actually. I think you were reading from that, weren't you?
I was reading my notes.
I gotcha. So it looks like number 6 here is the 4-position wrench. So basically, you just throw a nut in there or something and just twist. Got a ruler on the side, yeah. Yeah, sweet. And these are found all over the place on Amazon. So if you just do a search for survival credit card or something like that, you might even be able to find them for less expensive than this, for a lot less money.
This one's got the Guardman name on it, which carries a little bit of backing. They've been around for a while, and they've built other stuff that does survival stuff.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons why the price is high, but it's another thing too. If if you're buying something for your old man, like you generally want to attach that like quality feel to it. And Guardman's always been one of those things. Like my dad's used a lot of Guardman stuff,
Right.
and
And
so I just feel it.
that whole thing used to be just craftsman. Get your dad a craftsman, or
Yeah.
get your husband craftsman, because there's a lifetime guarantee on it. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore. Because
Yes, technically, Craftsman's no longer Craftsman. They were bought by Black and Decker, but they
Gotcha.
allowed like all of the current standing Craftsman like lifetime warranties and everything still stand. Black and Decker is going to replace it, and they kept like the company essentially the same. The way it breaks down, Craftsman and Black and Decker are both owned by the same like main company. They just did
Right.
like a small merger, essentially.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Well, next would be the $20 to $50 category. I've got two things in here, and you've got, looks like one. Both of the things in here that I put in, I either own currently, or I own a variation of. So to start off, if your father or your male, I guess, for Father's Day, if he's a geek or a nerd at all, he needs this next item, which is the iFixit 64-bit driver kit. So I actually own the iFixit Pro Toolkit from a few years ago. I think I bought it back in 2011, 2012, and it included the 54-bit driver kit. But this is a new and improved version of it. That's a very small image. Let me zoom in here for you.
Are you showing off the webpage?
I am, yeah.
All right, I need to refresh Facebook, so I have to look away from the camera. I
Okay.
don't want to be rude.
It's working in OBS. So yeah, there we go. This thing is awesome. It includes a main driver, 64 bits for basically anything you could ever need. It supports pentalobe, so if you need to do an iPhone repair, or any kind of phone repair, but specifically iPhone for pentalobe, you can do that no problem. You can take apart basically any kind of electronic device with this kit. It includes a magnetic extension. Let me get back to normal zoom here. So this is the flexible extension, actually. And this thing, it's just a piece of rubber that extends the bit. But it helps you get into those really hard to reach areas, like the corners of a computer case or something like that, where you normally wouldn't just be able to grab the bit and screw it out. And it includes this really nice travel case that I believe is magnetically closed. So yeah, if I were to
want to
buy,
address a couple things.
go ahead.
It doesn't always have to involve beer, Shayla, and Uncle Mike. Why you gotta be so mean?
You're referring to the comments. So Shayla Diane Flynn said anything that involves beer Zach likes, and Michael, my uncle, who Zach affectionately calls Michael as well, or Uncle Mike, said, "Do nerds drink microbrew?" I mean, drink good beer. Good
All
beer.
right, I like good beer. I can't really say anything right now. I got a fridge full of mix.
Good beer is good beer, and if that's through microbrew, it is.
Actually, Vermont's got a huge amount of microbrew. But let's go back to the dad stuff. We'll get the beer at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that. So next up on this list, but really quickly, get the 64-bit driver kit. iFixit is a huge name in the repair industry. They make guides and they make tools for people that really like to tinker and just fix electronics. And the iFixit driver kit is like the gold standard for tools. So if you need tools, go iFixit. However, next, I have the CanaKit Raspberry Pi 3 kit with a clear case and a 2.5 amp power supply. So this is really for the nerds in the family that really like to tinker and get stuff done with electronics. The Raspberry Pi 3 is a really cool, it's a full computer that can do basically anything you want it to do. So the CanaKit includes the Raspberry Pi 3 board itself. It includes some heat sinks, for the GPU and the CPU. It includes the appropriate power adapter and the clear case. So the Raspberry Pi is really cool in that it can do a lot of things. You can set up like
it can do everything.
You can set up a web server with it. You can create a home security system. You can have it mine Bitcoin if you're really desperate. It's not going to work out for you at that price point, though. It can do so many things. I built an Amazon Echo with mine, actually. Just fiddling with it one day, compiled my own version of Amazon Echo, and it worked. It's pretty cool. But for $50, it includes basically everything you need. The only thing missing is a micro SD card, but everybody's got a few of those lying around. I got one right here, actually. So just throw an SD card in it, boot up the operating system, learn Linux. You can learn programming. It's just a really good deal for $50.
All right.
So that's it for me in this category. What you got?
All right. The Hyperkin Retro N3. It's $43, 2.4 gigahertz edition, wireless controllers, 15-foot range, 2 NES controller ports. Apparently, I put that twice.
That's okay.
And 2 Genesis controller ports.
So
S-Video, composite AV out, blah, blah, blah.
So what does this thing do, Zach? Is it just a
It
huge
is
compiled retro console?
That is exactly what it is.
That's pretty cool, and you can use the original controllers with it, I see.
Yes. So, yeah, it's got just a whole buttload of... Buttload is a thing. Just saying. It's got a whole buttload of old games, like classic retro games, and oh my god, I want to buy one. Get me one, somebody.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So a lot of this you can actually do with the Raspberry Pi. You could run like a retro game console on it with with the distributions of Linux that are available for it. But this, having support for all of those older controllers like NES, SNES, and Genesis, that you can just plug them in for $37. That's really cool. Now, do you need to load up your own ROMs on it, or what? It looks like they have the ports to actually slide in the cartridges.
Yes, it actually can load all of the cartridges from those different consoles. So, which is something that I like, because like the ones that have like all of them preloaded on the flash storage are cool, but at least this way here, what if you had one of those like really obscure games that that never gets preloaded? You know what I mean?
Right.
So this right here would allow you to play it again.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'll have to look into that one.
What's funny is if you open it up, it's probably got a Raspberry Pi in it.
Well, for this price, probably not, because they normally go for $35 just by themselves, and with the R&D and everything, who knows?
Yeah. So
cool product.
Let's see here.
So I can take it from here. For the next range is $50 to $100.
Oh, all right, hang on. There was a correction where I was talking about 2 NES, 2 SNES. I misread the actual type. Thank you for pointing that out, Katie. I appreciate it.
Okay. Cool. So the next category again is from $50 to $100. And the first option I have in here for that is the Logitech MX Master wireless mouse. So we both play games on PC, so this isn't like a gaming mouse in any sense of the word. But I think for the price range, this is definitely the best general use or office mouse you can buy. And there are a few reasons for that. One,
it's Logitech.
It's Logitech. 2, it looks real nice. That's some good design on this mouse. But then again, it's Logitech.
It's got the little flare, like the thumb rest, which always loved. Like, I've got fat hands,
Hmm.
and let's face it, after a couple hours of gaming, the side of your thumb is a little sore from dragging it across everything.
Yeah, and the cool
And
thing about this thumb rest actually is that it's a button. You can press down on the thumb rest to trigger anything you want. That's configurable in the Logitech drivers, but it works with PC and Mac just the same. On the side, aside from the little button down there, are two other buttons that you can assign, back and forward or copy and paste to. And there's a horizontal scroll wheel. So if you're a video editor, this would be extremely helpful because you'd be able to just scroll on there and scroll through your timeline. Or you can set it to zoom, you can set it to anything. Um, this button, that is actually for triggering the scroll wheel state. So it can do one of two different things. It can either, scroll just like, give me one moment here, just like this one, where it has that kind of tactile feel, or you can press the button on that scroll wheel and set it into free mode. So if you spin it, it'll free spin until friction eventually makes it stop.
I
That's,
can actually demo that.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do
So,
it. You have a similar Logitech mouse with a similar feature, right?
yeah, I've got the Proteus.
Okay, go ahead.
1 second here. I clicked things. So, my scroll wheel here, as you can see or possibly hear,
I can hear it.
there's that grab, but you can click that button there and free spin.
That's wicked.
So
That really is wicked.
that was odd, but there, a little live demo for everybody. So I catch myself using it all the time too. It's extremely convenient.
Cool. So getting back to the mouse very quickly, there are a few other features that make this one in particular stand out. So on the bottom here, there is a connect button and a 1, 2, 3 button. So something really cool about this mouse specifically is that you can pair it with multiple devices. So you can have it paired with your main PC, your laptop, your phone, and another device all at the same time. And you just flick that switch on the bottom to switch between devices. You have 3 through Bluetooth and 1 through the micro receiver that comes with every Logitech device. It looks just like a little thumb drive you plug into your computer.
And I always lose them.
Yeah, I have a couple sitting around from things that I don't even have anymore. And I think the last really cool feature about this mouse is that it is wireless, but you can use it while you charge it. Take that one, Apple.
Right?
So you just plug the cable into the front, use it like a wired mouse while you charge. So I think for $60, this is just about the best, all-in-one general-purpose mouse you can buy. There is a newer version available, but it costs $100, and that's why I included this one because the price has dropped considerably.
I like it. I like it a lot. Ooh. I also like what you have next.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull that up here. Bear with me here. Bam! So you included this one, and this ties in very...
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I didn't include this. It does
I don't.
tie in...
I don't remember what all I put. I put a lot.
Yeah, we do have a pretty big list here. This ties in with one of my higher expense products that we'll get to later on. So you go ahead and take it from here, unless you want me to take it.
No, it's whatever, really. So Ryobi, I work with a guy that calls him Ryobi. But they're the Home Depot brand, and they're actually fantastic, especially the One Plus line.
Yeah, and the importance of that will definitely be focused on later.
So yeah, this is a dual power LED spotlight. It runs off of the 18-volt One Plus battery, and 2,500 lumens, 700-yard beam distance.
Yeah, those look like some really serious LEDs.
7 3-watt Cree LEDs.
That's insane.
It can run off 12 volt or 18 volt, and it comes with the 12 volt automotive cord, so you can use it as like an in the car spotlight if you don't have your OnePlus battery.
Cool. Yeah, OnePlus batteries are really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I can go ahead and just take that from here if you want, since we have this tie-in.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we'll just skip the others. So, we're switching. Most of our products have been on Amazon so far, but we're switching straight up to Home Depot. And this is why. The Ryobi OnePlus 18-volt lithium-ion ultimate combo kit. So this is why Ryobi OnePlus tools are so cool. All of them work with the same kind of battery.
The exact same battery can be taken out of any device and put into any of their other devices and work.
So this kit includes a compact drill, an impact driver, circular saw, reciprocating saw, a multi-tool, a more basic work light, 2 compact batteries, a charger, and a carrying bag. This is an insane deal for $200.
It's like I gave 122 for 2 batteries and a hammer drill.
Yeah, so for $200, if the father for Father's Day needs some more tools, this is probably one of the best deals out there right now. So these are the OnePlus batteries. They work with anything from a drill to a saw to a chainsaw to a lawnmower to I have a weed eater personally from Ryobi, and the battery that came with it can just plug right into this drill, or this, or this, or this, any of it, and they all work together. So that takes a lot of the really the hassle out of having so many different chargers. Like you have a drill charger, you have a jigsaw charger if you have a wireless jigsaw. It just makes it so easy because you only have to charge 1 or 2 batteries and you can power everything in your kit.
So actually, if you give me just a second, I'm gonna send you a link so you can open it.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to send it to you? I'm gonna send it to you in the private chat on Slack.
Okay. Pulling it up right now. So this is the supercharger and 4 lithium-ion batteries kit.
So, like, I know price tag and whatnot, but I'm actually going to pick one of these up for my Ryobi tools because, first of all, the super batteries.
Those are the larger ones, right?
Yeah, one of my coworkers has a couple of those, and I've watched him throw them in his impact drill and drive like T30 GRKs all day. Which if people don't know, that's
what that is.
It's like a 4-inch long lag bolt with like a drill tip on it, so it's meant to like fasten up to 3 or 4 pieces of lumber together permanently.
Dang. And you can power that off of one of these 4 amp hour lithium-ion batteries?
Yeah, he's ran an entire like 12-hour day at work off of one of those batteries, driving those.
That's like, crazy.
Throughout the whole day.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good kit, but yeah, $260. It's definitely one of those later on purchases, I guess.
Yeah, I'm getting one just because like I'm a carpenter and I use my drill constantly.
Good, and so I just think it's a really good idea. If you're getting into some kind of tool ecosystem, a power tool ecosystem, probably look at the Ryobi if you're not set on anything yet. If you're not, guaranteed to be getting like a Black & Decker set or something, look into Ryobi. I think the OnePlus battery system will really probably pull you toward that. It's real nice.
Oh, most definitely.
So it looks like you have a few things on here.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to see what's going on here. Yeah, all right. So, $130, the Asus ZenPad 8.
Here it is.
It's actually a pretty snazzy little tablet. Like,
it looks better than all the cheapo RCA stuff you can pick up at Walmart.
Yeah.
It looks much better than that.
So, 8-inch IPS wide XGA. It's a 1280 by 800 resolution on an 8-inch IPS display, obviously. 1.3 gigahertz quad core processor, 2 gigs of DDR3 LP DDR3 memory, um,
Mm-hmm.
like 16 gigs of internal storage. It can support up to a 128 gig micro SD card, 2 megapixel front facing camera, 5 megapixel rear, and it's running Marshmallow. Like, it's a pretty snazzy little tablet for 130 bucks.
Yeah, it is, and especially considering Android Marshmallow. Normally, these low end or low price range, I should say, Android tablets always include like ice cream sandwiches. Android
Yes.
4 point something, and this has Android 6, so that's probably a good purchase.
Like,
It'll be
I oh, go ahead.
it'll be supported for longer, by Google. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I've used some of the Zen pads in the past, and they've all been like, you know, they've all had better quality than their price point would lead you to believe. But then again, Asus is always kind of focused on quality.
What's the case material made of? Is that a plastic, or it looks like an aluminum chamfered edge here, but that could just be
The
shiny plastic.
On this model specifically, I'm not sure, but I know on previous models it's always been aluminum.
Sweet. And the back looks like plastic, but that's not unheard of. I mean, most tablets less than $500 have a plastic back, but that front bezel kind of looks like aluminum there. That'd be cool.
So,
Make it structurally sound anyway.
but yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and take another one. Let's see here. I guess I'll cover this one quickly. It's another Hyperkin Retro N. This is the 5. Essentially, this one's just a little bit beefier. It's $133. It adds support for I've never pronounced
Yeah, Super Famicom.
Famicom.
I think that was the Japanese version of the Super Nintendo, but I could be wrong.
Maybe. Mega Drive, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. It also does 720p output, save states with 10 save slots for each game, Bluetooth wireless controller support, two original controller ports for each platform. And
Yeah,
it's
let me
gray.
let me run
Instead
through
of
these
laser red.
images. Do they have any
Look.
photos of the I/O here?
Possibly.
Yeah, it looks like your generic stuff like the memory card, the HDMI output, which does the 720p, right?
Yeah.
A mini USB and wall plug. And that one is 133 basically right now.
Yeah.
Looks like it comes in more than one color. Yeah, it comes in black too for an extra $5. That's cool.
So, yeah, like I've thought about getting one of these, but I don't have any retro games anymore.
Right. I mean, even if you did, they'd probably be emulated.
Yeah, like I don't build my own PCs to play consoles.
Yeah, fair enough. I've definitely messed with, emulating games on the Raspberry Pi, which is fun. You can run like Game Boy games, you can run NES games, and I used it with an Xbox 360 controller, and it worked just fine. But you're right, I don't build PCs to play emulated games anymore. So
if you want
if
to
I'm
cover
not
the
mistaken,
last one there.
Sure, I think that's the last one, isn't it?
Yep.
Alrighty, so we've got another tablet here in the above $100 price range. It is another Asus ZenPad. This one is the 3S. It's priced at $290 on Newegg. Includes 4 gigs of RAM, a 64 gig eMMC storage system, a really nice 9.7 IPS 2048 by 1536 display. So that IPS is really the thing that makes me excited for this one. IPS just means that it's a very bright, crisp display, and it's generally going to have good viewing angles. I don't think I've seen an IPS display with a viewing angle below 178 degrees, which is basically looking directly at it from the side.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. It's got another micro SD card slot supporting 128 gig SDXC cards, so it's very expandable. And I believe it includes the same 8 megapixel rear, 5 megapixel front camera as the other Asus ZenPad. And this one also includes Android 6.0 Marshmallow.
64 gigs onboard storage this time, though.
Yeah. That's cool. And a much higher resolution display. And this 9.7 inch display is really going to pop with that IPS tech. And it says Asus True Vivid Technology. What's that all about? Here's a video for it. I'm not going to watch it right now.
Essentially, all right, so I'm just going to be honest with people. In my experience with Asus, if Asus sends software with something, a motherboard, a graphics card, don't install it.
Yeah, Asus software is real weird. I actually have a demo. If I can pull up the application, I have Asus GPU tweak that came with my processor.
I
The
remember
screen went black there for a second. Sorry, guys.
I remember back in the day, it's been a few years ago, but Asus's AI suite they sent out with their motherboards were actually bricking their motherboards.
I do not doubt that at all.
It was awful.
Yeah, I definitely don't doubt that. So here, bam! You see all that lag? This is the graphics software for overclocking Asus GPUs. So I own an Asus NVIDIA GTX 960 Strix. So it's that, the whisper quiet one that turns the fans completely off if you're not using it. The 4 gig model. But look at the frame rate on this application, especially if I drag this window. Trust me, we're not dropping frames in the live stream right now. We're getting a solid 30 FPS output. This is just how poorly the app is coded.
Thanks, Asus.
Yeah, Thanks, Asus.
They build such great quality hardware,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Oh no, we spent all the budget on making this motherboard look really cool.
Let's pay our programmers minimum wage.
And fire 3 of them halfway through,
Sure.
and nobody's allowed to keep notes."
Yeah, no documentation. I can't say much for the Asus software. It's all been real buggy. Well, that's all we have for the Father's Day gift guide. I will do my best to include all the links in the description of this video. Probably just build a quick Google Doc or just paste them right in. If you see a Google Doc link, trust me, it's safe. If you see a bunch of links, just click through and see what you want to buy.
Yeah. So, we could actually put the list on our website.
Thanks for making me do more work. I'll do that.
Sorry, buddy. I'm just saying, it's
You're
a
right.
safe location people can go to.
You are absolutely right, and I will get that together.
And possibly while you're there, you could potentially join our forum.
We do have a forum. I have not advertised the forum yet. Go ahead and tell about the forum, good sir.
So it's a forum, and you do stuff there.
Yeah, like talk with 0 members, so you'll be the first members on the forum.
Be the first members of the forum. Aside from us, obviously. But
Is that it?
so on the forum, we're working on building the forum currently. It's not very far in progression. Like, it works,
It does
but that's
work.
about all it does. So hopefully we can actually get a decent community together on the forum of active users. And yeah, I'm just throwing information out there. Oh,
Yeah,
and
it's real
apparently
basic
there was-
right now. The forum is just... It's very, very basic. It was just set up. But yes, all of the links for all the products we talked about today will be available on our website at jargonpodcast.com. Just don't go yet because I haven't set it up. Go tomorrow.
One moment. Sorry, everybody.
You are all good. But aside from all that, I'll just do a little quick blurb. Of course, we'll be live next week at 7 p.m. on Saturday. If you enjoy our show or think others will, please feel free to share our Facebook post, like our Facebook page, and if you didn't have a chance to watch us live, of course, this video will be available on Facebook and YouTube later on.
Sorry, everybody. My son knocked on the door. Apparently, a tiny screw that was holding his Ethernet cable to the wall came out, and he found it. At least it wasn't with his foot.
Right, that's good.
No.
I say no.
He knocked the first time, and then he just walks right in. Sorry, everybody.
It's
all
okay
right,
now.
So we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, see you next Saturday at 7 p.m. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.